how can men redefine success in a world that is measured by output?
How can men redefine success in a world that's measured by output?
Yeah. I think a lot of men feel that we are only as good as what we can produce.
Mm.
And that's what the world tells us.
Sure. The first thing that comes to me is the word purpose. And that I think a lot of men get caught in this pursuit with no mountaintop in view. And actually, I think, myself, I got to the mountaintop in success, but I didn't know that I was there because I wasn't actually aware of the journey or where I was going. I just knew that this is how I was going to operate, which was relentless, overworking, making all of the contacts with all of the people, overriding my intuition and a lot of the relationships business-wise, just to get to the pinnacle of success. So that's it. In my language, I'm going to say the whole thing's a performance. And so I like to ask the question, who are we doing this for? Are we doing it to satisfy mom? Because mom wants to go to church and tell everybody how great your podcast is. And wow, look at what my boy did. Are we literally showing up into the world to please dad? And I say this because I was, and I would note how my parents spoke about me to others. And I would also feel into the words that they were using in the expectation that they had of me. So it's one thing if it's self-sourced. I believe that to be the walk of purpose. And purpose is when I'm so deeply in alignment and trust and surrender that I get to walk this path of being where I get to be unequivocally true to myself, my essence, unfuckable with, and God's got me. Like I just get to go through life and I'm held and I'm supported and all the right opportunities are going to align with me versus I'm doing this because I want to be loved by my mom or my dad or my partner or my friends, my tribe. But at the core of it, I'm not feeling like this is who I am. This is just how I've learned to adapt to make everybody around me like me.
Goes back to critical thinking.
Sure.
We got to use our brains.
Yeah. I think we have to pay attention to the operating systems of why are we doing this? Yeah. I did it and I never actually paused and said, what am I even doing this for? I don't need more. I don't want more. I've got plenty of things. It just has become who I am. I am just the person that shows up like this and doesn't actually do self-reflection. So with critical thinking, I'd probably myself use the language of reflection. So many people are moving, but not often spending time to actually reflect, to pay attention to the people that are coming to our field, their values. What am I attracting into my life? And let me actually reflect on, is this true to me? Is this true to the direction that I want to go? So yeah, critical thinking and reflection, incredible space of self-knowing.
Yeah. What am I attracting into my life? It makes me actually think of, so this is what I was going to start the podcast saying, but now we're 40 minutes in.
What is time?
But who's counting? So I actually made a post yesterday, last night. And it was with the podcast I did with Ryan Moresby White. And I think I told you this last time we sat down. I want more people to disagree with me.
Oh, yeah.
And finally they did.
Yes.
So, what what did the post say? I asked Ryan the question, why do you think it's like a pastime? Why do you think it's so accepted to shit on men these days? Do you agree with that question? Do you think it's in the broad society, especially with just Western culture, do you think it's broadly accepted to like shit on men or make men like the brunt of the, not the joke, it's not always jokes, but
to be the scapegoat?
Yeah, just kind of like, one thing that women say is like, I don't need a man. Men ain't shit. Like you could publicly say that, you're fine.
Sure.
It doesn't really work vice versa. So I asked the question, why do you think it's okay? Why is it accepted to do that? And I'm hearing it in the comments.
Tell me more.
Actually, let me read some.
Please.
Let me read some.
I want to hear about this because you're tuned into something that I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak to the degradation of men through, let's call it, our government or what we see in TV. It's insidious. And
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, cool.
The government, what we're seeing on TV.
Sure.
And women, as long as we can remember, we're second-class citizens.
Okay.
So I understand that.
Yep.
And now more than ever, women are starting to make as much as men. And
sure.
Yeah, and I guess in so many ways, like, oh, well, you can pay for your own bills. You don't need men.
Sure. Right? Yeah.
In that sense.
Times change.
But you want a man. You do. And we want you too.
Sure. Right.
Actually, I'll just play the clip for you so you can get the full context.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It's like a pastime to shit on men. It's praised. Why do you think that is?
I feel that there's generational guilt from the masculine. I feel like there's this generational guilt that men carry and hold for the hurt that we have caused the feminine and we have created generationally for women. And I feel that a lot of men are carrying that weight, that guilt towards how we have treated the feminine, how we have treated women. And
sounds like there's been an overcorrection. Because we're hurting each other at this point, right?
Yeah. And it's coming back to how can we build a healthy relationship with the masculine and feminine and honor the men and the women and come back into community instead of taking sides.
So I essentially left it with a question. There's more in the podcast, but I essentially left it with a question because I wanted people to think.
Yeah.
Because he's asking, how can we come together?
Yeah.
And I'll just say most of the comments are like exactly what I was pointing out, shitting on men. I'll read one. It says, a man telling another man it's an overcorrection. And there's a lot of people upset about the overcorrection statement. When in reality, it's just a reaction to the patriarchy and a generational trauma that men have single-handedly caused and continue to perpetuate in mass. As a woman, I will never apologize for holding men accountable for bad behavior. And if that makes dudes uncomfy, then maybe they should take a look in the mirror and take some responsibility. That's the tone of most comments. And I can feel where it's coming from. I can feel it. And she has her right to say that.
Yeah. There's something in there that I caught that I think is probably single-handedly the most important thing that's being asked of men.
What's that?
And I think if we're going to do like a top-down approach, it's exactly what we're not seeing. I'm just going to pull out the word patriarchy and I'm just going to say, look at our government. If the men in the government are considered men that are leaders of the country, right? They're not my leaders. I'm just going to say that right here. Like, I lead myself solely. I can make all the decisions for me. I'm putting the food, the water, I'm taking care of myself. I know how to show up for myself. I don't need a man in government to make these decisions for me. Okay. The quality of the men making the decisions, there's something that is inherently deeply missing, and it's integrity. And if we're going to take it even farther, it's a lack of accountability, a lack of responsibility. There is no ownership within society for men. So I grew up seeing that. My father wasn't one to really watch TV, and he wasn't into politics. But the little bit that I could see the overarching spectrum of men were able to gaslight their way out of anything. And now if we're just going to fast forward and we're just going to call it ghosting culture, well, ghosting is just a simple byproduct of the inability to take responsibility. So why are men ghosting women after a date? Well, it's just easier to do than actually face the conversation or the feeling or the abandonment or the rejection or whatever might happen in the mirror that is the person that they're having this feeling. So I think what the shitting on is truly not shitting on. It's a prayer. It's a deep cry for men to come back into integrity, for men to take ownership and responsibility for their piece of the fence so that we can come back, because what I'm catching is a polarization. And I know it, I sense it. You can feel it in my comments too when I speak to the desire that women are having is to know that a man that's in integrity, that knows himself, that's compassionate, that's connected to his heart, that has the courage to be rejected in the face of the world for having conversations that might be against the grain, they're starting to not believe it exists. Because in the space of social media, there's so much curation and performance that it's like, oh, I can see what's happening. It's like people are able to present something, but how do we know if it's true? So I'm skeptical. There's so much skepticism. There's so much polarization. There's so much pain, man. There's so much hurt that men have done and vice versa.
Yeah.
The only way that we get to come back to it is taking ownership of how we showed up in our lives and healing that aspect and forgiving ourselves so that we can hold space for the conversations without the charge.